I want you to say these words after me, because these are the words he came up with, and then we'll show you what we did with them, something very creative, simple, and engaging. He said these words, say them after me. You can even say it, you watching. We won't hear you. Who I am is worthy.
Who I am is worthy.
And what I say has value.
And what I say has value.
So people are attracted to invest in me.
So people are attracted to invest in
my
me.
products and my services.
My product and my services.
That's right. And I had him say it. I had him shout it. I had him whisper it. Because what happens when you whisper? When you whisper, the sound gets less, but what happens to the gestures? The gestures get louder. I had him sing it. Who I am is worthy. What I say has value. And out came a more fun-loving part of him that was locked up. I had him bugle it, to herald it, as though he was the town jester, the town crier, troubadour, heralding the good news for all and everyone to hear. This changed his life entirely. So we can all do this one together. Ready, everybody? Here you go. It's like this. Pretend that you're at a medieval castle, and you're pretending to, you're not pretending, you are at a medieval castle, and you're going to blow the bugle and let the good news be known for all and everyone to hear. So saying the following words after me. First, we want to blow the bugle together. Ready? Everybody, just like I am. And then saying out loud like a Shakespearean actor, the good news is.
The good news is.
And then you'd say he and your name if you're a male, or she and your name if you're female. I'm going to say it with my name, he, Gary. He, Gary. He, we're talking about when he speaks, he is worthy. Okay. So he said, when he speaks, he is worthy.
When she speaks, she's worthy.
What she says has value.
What she says has value.
That's right. So people are attracted to invest in her, him, their products, and their services. So he got this bigger than life part coming out. I had him write it down. I had him do it in mime with no sound. So the three gestures would look like worthy, value, people being attracted to invest. When he began to repeat these gestures on his own after the exercise, what happened to his business? By rehearsing, by practicing, getting into the zone of this new self-talk, he became a very magnetic person. People came to him for his new business like there was no tomorrow. And he was a client of mine for years. That one single moment in time, I use with every speaker if I can, to find their own unique 3 keywords and have them sing it, shout it, whisper it, say it, do it in mime, herald it for all the town, and then see what's shifted. Generally, there's a lengthening in the spine. What did you notice that shifted when you practiced that exercise? Besides it being embarrassing in the first time you did it. Was there a shift?
Just a little lighter.
A little lighter in your shoulders, or your, the way you carry your body. There's always something. And if you can remember what we call the anchor, you can come back more easily to that moment. When he then picked up the phone, or before people came into his office, he remembered something from the exercise. And by practicing that, or just remembering the moment, that's all he needed to cue into that ability to be magnetizing with confidence, that he was pushing away before. So that's a very simple exercise.
Sure.
Some of these are, by the way, also in my workbook. I have many of these exercises that are very, very easy for people in this Mastering Authenticity and Rapport workbook. And this is also available on my website, which we can also talk about later. Many of these, both as visual aids as well as interactive exercises, are more powerful because they reach people through all of the different senses.
Dr. Woolman, we had just had an example of how someone had gone back to their past to be able to recall an incident that may have hindered them to be able to communicate more effectively. Now, a person's character is something that they've built up over years and years, and many notions, many experiences that make them who they are. How is it that these exercises, as simple as they are able to break through those layers of experiences and to be able to break through that?
Yes, great question. It reminds me of the Asian proverb, a simple statement. I'm sure you know it better than I. One that goes, from words become thoughts, from thoughts become beliefs, from beliefs become attitudes, attitudes become postures or stance to life, becomes personality, becomes character. How to change character? We can't. You cannot change the other person's essential character. Yet what I've found in developing these tools and techniques is that by going back to the essential moment where the person froze up in their muscle memory, you who are watching, remember a moment where there is a person who at one time shunned you, attacked you, rejected you. Could be a teacher, could be a mother, father, sister, brother, lover, anyone. And from that moment where you decided, I'm not good enough, or I'm not safe in front of audiences, many people have had experiences like this. I have found that by going back to the original incident, the person remembers it very clearly. When that person stood up and the teacher looked at me and said, not good enough, or get out of the room, and how it affected their entire life. So what I have people do is go back to that moment, and just as we've been doing here in the studio today, we've included the engagement of the cameraman and yourself and me in a live interactive sequence where they would be witnessed by everyone who is involved. And they would speak up to someone who, through psychodrama, playback theater, improvisational theater, family constellations work, have a chance to move around in the room who they saw at that time was a source of putting themselves down, and to stand up to them. A lot of this work, I find, Anna, is about people putting their foot down, taking that stand, and being in command, not only in the landscape of the body, but also with all future audiences. And by going back to that original incident, revisiting that incident, so a person comes out with, as I gave you that example earlier, with Ken, the lawyer and CPA, who developed these new key words: worthy, who I am is worthy; value, what I say is value; attracted, people are attracted to invest in me. If you who are watching, develop 3 key words and are able, just as in that exercise, to revisit by singing it, shouting it, whispering it, writing it down, miming it, gibberishing it, doing it as a troubadour, you're going to remember the new self-talk, the new mission statement, better than the old program. This is excellent for people who also are wanting to redefine their corporate mission statement. We work with corporations and organizations as well as individuals on this. So in a moment, by going back to that moment of being frozen, redoing that moment, getting feedback from everyone watching, they're on a whole new path. They're walking down a different street.
It sounded almost scientific.
You were going to ask me about scientific,
yes,
weren't you?
Is there a way to explain it scientifically?
Scientifically, let me show you something here, and that is the double extreme technique. We didn't show this in this portion of the show yet, did we? This
I don't believe so.
Is a tool. Actually, I won't show you the double extreme technique. I'll show you something different. The grid system.